and welcome. Thank you guys all for joining us here at camp. I'm very excited. This is going to be a great webinar today statewide with Fred Arnold talking about sales and marketing. I'm Christina McDonald. I am your state education chair, have been for the last 2 years. And I'm also a national account executive with Champions Funding. Jason Bellevue is our vice president, our state vice president. He is broker owner of RAF Investment Services. And Dale DeGennaro, who is broker owner for Custom Lending, is our state president. Dale, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Glad that you were able to make it. Just wanted to thank all of those that are camp members that are on the call. We really appreciate that. And for those that are not, we very much encourage you to join. In the chat, I put the website address. Go to the campsite.org and join. Just click on membership. And I want to remind everybody that the most important thing you can do as a broker MLO is become a Camp Mortgage Pro. It's really, really important. We had about 70% of the market share back in 2007, right, Fred? It was unbelievable. And after great mortgage meltdown, Dodd-Frank legislation, loan officer comp, everything that got thrown at us, we dropped down to about 12 or 15%. And the main reason that is because we didn't have enough percentage of originators in the association to help protect everyone. We need a larger percentage. We're back up to about 27% now of the origination market and growing as MLOs, independent mortgage brokers, and so forth. So that's great news. But as you all know, the CFPB is being wound down a little bit, and that's being pushed now back to the state. And so the state's going to become more and more important that we have great representation going forward. So we need you all to join the association. If you're in this business, you just need to join us. It's that simple. It's super cheap insurance. You can join as an MLO at $199, affiliates $249, brokers are just $299. And so we want everyone on the call definitely to become camp members going forward. As we get more and more market share, we're going to get more and more folks after us. So please join. I want to remind you, one of the most important things we did during the meltdown years was we were able to get some language together to allow borrower paid compensation. Can you imagine if you were doing loans right now and you couldn't get borrower paid compensation? Originally, it came out you had to get paid an hourly wage rather than a percentage or a basis point compensation. So we were instrumental in with some of the contacts we had at the CFPB, Federal Reserve at the time, and getting some language passed that allow that to get through. So that's some of the most important reasons why to be part of the association going forward. A couple things coming up real quick. Spring camp is coming up, and that is May 6th and 7th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday. That's our Camp Technology and Legislative Conference, Own the New Horizon. Our keynote speaker will be Megan Anderson from MBS Highway. We have 4 different breakout sessions featuring AI and other technology. Then we're followed by lunch and an amazing trade show expo and a happy hour at the end of the day. So don't miss that. That's free registration. Go to the campsite.org and register for free for that. It's again May 6th and 7th. And just to remind everyone that our summer camp is also in Newport Beach, and that'll be July 14th and 15th. So keep that on your calendar too. And with that, I'm going to throw it back to Christina, I believe.
Thank you, Dale. I appreciate that. I want to talk about Fred Arnold, who is going to be discussing sales and marketing today. Thank you again, Fred. Fred Arnold is an industry leader and a seasoned veteran in the areas of mortgage lending and public speaking. Fred began his career in 1991 after graduating from California State University, Northridge. Fred is a mortgage professional with America Family Funding, and his business is 100% referral based, and he has helped his clients obtain over $1 billion in mortgage loans over the past 2 decades. His belief is that if you help enough people get what they want out of life, then you will always achieve your goals and dreams. Fred often speaks to businesses and consumer groups on the economy, the state of housing market, and how to get the best investment when buying real estate. Fred hosts a TV show, Out of the Rough, on SCTV TV, and hosts a radio show, the SCV Chamber Business Spotlight, on AM 1220 KHTS. Fred was recognized as one of the top 40 business people under 40 in Southern California by the San Fernando Business Journal. And he's just done so many things. He's also a personal friend of mine. I've known Fred for many, many years. He was also a previous past state president for California Mortgage Professionals in 2008 and 2009. Thank you, Fred, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. And Dale, thanks for inviting me. And Christina, good to see you again. Yeah, those 40 under 40 was a long time ago, Christina. Let me tell you. It started in 1991.
I didn't say a word.
It's been one hell of a journey. But yeah, I'm going to share some of the experiences I have. And I'm going to take a different approach. It's what can you do practically every day to advance yourself to be more successful. There's something, I'm going to share my screen now, and I might need a thumbs up, or Dale, just say me a yes if it comes on properly. And how's that look, Dale? We look good?
Look good.
Okay, good. All right, so want to talk about 5 strategies to overcome or achieve overwhelming success in business and in your life. And just think about it. Where are you right now in your life? Where are you physically? Where are you mentally? Where are you in your family? Where are you? Where do you want to be? As I have elderly parents, I'm blessed to have them both still alive in their late 80s. I think about myself and where do I want to be, when I'm their age? What do I want to have accomplished? And but using this kind of fun, crazy industry we're in to advance our successes, advance what we want to get done and how we want to give back. So with that said, number one key strategy when it comes to playing to win is be the best in the most difficult times, which is right now. I know there's sometimes I have a pity party and I'm frustrated. I mean, I was frustrated the last 2 working days when I saw the bonds just go right back, kind of used to it. I was saying, okay, now's the time. And we've had difficult times for almost 30 months now. And that's when you need to be your best. That's when you need to take action. That's when you need to be massive in everything you do. I want to talk about playing to win versus playing not to lose. And I'm going to have a quick concept here. It's going to go throughout our practical conversation. And that is, you have to keep moving forward. People play to win, keep moving forward. When I was going through a hard time about 11 years ago, someone says, well, when you're walking through hell, don't stand around and get burned, right? Keep walking. Right now it's kind of tough, so keep walking. Don't freeze up, don't stop. It's okay if you pause and think about what you're going to do, but then move forward. Make a decision, move forward. And you know what? When Yogi Berra said it so great, Dale, you're a baseball fan. When you hit a fork in the road, take it. Take it right or left, but take it, right? And if you make the wrong decision, Jason, you just turn around and you swallow your pride and you move forward and you make the right decision. You course correct. You ask questions. Ask a lot of the veterans that have been around a long time. What are they doing? Ask some of the new blood. What are they doing with social media? Ask questions. I just was downstairs at a class on Instagram, and I go to my site and I just posted something in like 3 minutes. I finally learned something. And, after 34 years in the business, you got to keep learning. You got to ask questions. But people playing not to lose, they always have the right answers. Us that are playing to win, we're asking questions. And lastly, look for opportunities. I'm going to talk about a few opportunities. Some of them are old school ideas, but some of them are new. And we're going to start off with the new. And a lot of the ones that if you're playing not to lose, you do it the old way, you never change. And definitely in this market, we need to change. So let's talk about social media first when it comes to playing to win. The easiest, most inexpensive thing you could possibly do is social media. I mean, you can set up the accounts for free and all your friends will join and your friends' friends. And if you post good stuff, well, I post to Facebook and that was where I was for a long time. See, my demographic is probably between 40 and 70. Those are most of my clients, right? So I post a lot to Facebook, but I've had to learn a lot about Instagram. So now I'm starting a lot of stuff in Instagram and it's going to Facebook because you could do all kind of gee whiz stuff in Instagram, and I'll show you that. LinkedIn, I'm also, I own several businesses. One of the things I've been fortunate enough to do, and I'll share with you because this industry can do great things for you, is I own about 140, 150 offices, like little suites like I'm in now, that I rent out in my own town. I'd be happy to share with you how I did it. But I use that for LinkedIn. I use Instagram for all my new home stuff, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And I use Facebook for my loan stuff. So I use the different medias to kind of bring them all together and talk about different items in the different businesses I own. Ways to get the word out though. Traditional post. You all know how to do it. It's here, you write, I had a good time with my friends, or God, good time visiting Yosemite, and you attach some pictures. That's the old traditional post. But now they have these stories and reels. Now stories, and a lot of my friends that are on this webinar right now, well, that actually webinar, if I say webinar, Dale, that's like yesterday. That was the 2000s conversation. This is now Zoom, right? So the old school, I guess the webinars were the traditional posts. The Zoom calls are the stories, but now they have this thing called Reels, and they allow you to create it in Instagram. You just take a small video clip and you can create whatever you like to create. And then you can also talk about educational videos, and we'll talk a little bit about how that looks. So let's talk about topics. My number one thing I love to do, and I know Jason and Dale and many of those that are on here do it as well. Your friendship with realtors. I promote their listings, and I don't discriminate. It doesn't matter where the listing is. If one of my 20 friends that are in real estate promote real estate or are a realtor, I share the listing. Hey, I want to show you a John Smith or Susan Jones or whatever, Beatrice Garcia. I want to show their listing. Look at this house. It's got a pool. It's got this. It's got that. And I'm promoting it constantly. So here's a concept I want to share with you. I'm not looking on social media to get somebody randomly that's going to call me and do a loan. What I'm getting is my core 500 people that know me to say, oh, Fred, he's in real estate. Oh, Fred, he does a little bit with new homes. I wonder what that's all about. I'll call him. Oh, Fred, he's got some executives. That's what I want. I want that top 500 people that love, like, and trust you already, but might forget about you because you're not promoting your business. Kind of outside Adam. They got 3% interest rate. They got it from another mortgage company, not yours. So they're not thinking about you. But if they see you constantly, they're going to realize you're in the game. And if you did their loan, out of sight, out of mind. But if you're constantly in front of them, they're going to see it. So I love promoting listings. So I'm going to jump to that real quick. And I use a program called List Reports. And I don't know what we pay, probably $50. Actually, Christina would know probably the exact amount. She was the one for our company that got all of us involved in it. So what it is if you notice here, I promote this on social media. So List Reports creates, what they do is they take all the information from the MLS and they populate it, and within minutes they make this. Now I'm going to see if this works real quick. And Dale, give me a thumbs up if you see the screen change and it changed to my List Reports almost on the web. Did it do that? So what happens is when you go on Facebook, you can easily share it, as you can see right here, all your clients can see you're promoting this property. And I usually put in the caption, call me today to get pre-qualified for this home or another. So I'm using, like, for example, Mike Lebecki's listing, beautiful listing. I click on this little button. Dale, did it go to about the home? Okay, great. So it just, this pulled all from the MLS. I did nothing, but and in fact, List Reports tells you when your real estate agents have a new listing. So all I have to do is hit a button and it creates this website for you and for your realtor to share. It literally takes, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds to hit the buttons to create this, because it takes it all from the MLS. So about the home, and again, if there's a misspelling in the MLS, sometimes it comes up as a misspelling here because it's taking it straight from there. And then it's about a photo gallery. So all the photos your realtor uploads, they come on right here. And all your friends can see these properties just like that. Very professional. And let me show you one or two more things. Here, financing information, because in these programs, I want to make sure I'm highlighting the realtor, but I'm also highlighting financing information. And then meet your agent. So you hit that button, all about Mike. And this, I helped create this one time for Mike. And meet your loan officer. Now, thank goodness when I was doing this as a trial, Dale, it came up as me and not somebody else, right? Anyhow, so it has information they can send directly to me. But what this allows me to do is, with a couple clicks, be in the game on social media and show, I can share 4 or 5 of these. Every time a listing comes up, I share. And it's interesting. There's quite a few realtors. They don't send me their business, but I ask them, can I promote your listings? And they all say yes. And so nobody knows I'm not doing business with this agent. And so it allows me to have kind of a higher status in the industry, in my community, because they all think I'm doing business with whoever it is. I happen to do business with Mike, but there's a couple, gentleman named Brandon Montemayor, and a great guy. He just doesn't send his business to me, but I promote every one of them. He says thank you, and it goes on his site, it goes on my site, and everybody sees that I'm promoting Brandon's listings. I also, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, number 4 there, let me close this out. Hopefully I'll be able to go back. Okay, can you see the original screen, Dale? Okay, great. As you can see, number 4, I post open houses on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I call my realtors, ask them if they're doing an open house, and post it to social media. Now on my social media, I tell Facebook to automatically post whatever I do to Instagram. So it's easy. That goes that way. Very, very easy. But one of the things I do is, when you saw here, when it had the description of the home, let me see if I can get it. See this description of the home? This is probably one of the best things I ever did, because whenever I was writing the caption, I would misspell, and my pronunciations would be off a little bit. Let me see if I can get it to come up. Anyhow, the realtors would talk about, here it comes up. The realtors would talk about the property, and it's right here. And so it's a nice write-up, 1.6 million. Here's the address. I would go to my ChatGPT, and I'll show you exactly what I do. So I go to my ChatGPT here on my phone, and I hit write a social media post with hashtags with the below information. And I speak into my phone, and I'll say, check out this home offered by Mike Lebecki, 1.65 million, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,900 square feet. Gorgeous Renaissance, top of the hill, single story, luxury home behind guarded gates. Oversized main ensuite bedroom with a separate bath and shower, etc., etc. And then I hit the little button, and it spits out, check out this stunning listing, and it's all spelled correctly. I copy and paste this into the memo. And sometimes it's written up, because ChatGPT does different versions of it. Sometimes it's written up just as well, if not better, than what I could possibly do, or what the realtor wrote up. They'll go, well, that's a great write-up. Because all I do is I use social AI to create that. It's the best thing I ever did. So I need to be in front of a computer so I can just talk into the thing. And if I stumble with my words, it still corrects it. So again, using today's technology and even List Report's been around a long time. For Facebook, that's been around forever to get the word out on listings, so people know I'm in the game in real estate and I'm here to help them on mortgage loans. So that's exactly what I do when it comes to list reports and my listings. If you have any questions, write them below and I'll answer them in a little bit, but that's number one. Number two, on social media, I talk about market activity. I belong to MBS Highway. There's a couple of them that I like, but I like Barry, I love Barry Beebe. I think they're coming to speak. Megan's speaking at your conference soon. And his information every day, that gives me, if you listen to Barry for 6 months, it gives you an AA in economics. If you listen to a year and a half, it gives you a BS in economics. If you listen to him for 2 or 3 years, it gives you a master in economics. It's constantly feeding your mind and information with information that your clients want to hear. So what I'll do is I'll just get my phone, I'll record, hey, it's Fred, just want to let you know that, geez, we had this whipsaw, rates have gone up crazy because fears of inflation, I'm guessing right now because I didn't see it this morning, but fears of inflation and, this tariff thing's going to be longer. And I'll just speak into the phone, I'll post it on social media, but I'll also send that to everybody that's on my list here to my right that's looking to buy a house. So I can kind of update them on everyone that's looking to buy a house and everyone that's looking to refinance. I just give them that update and then I post it to social media. And then last but not least, I use social media for events. So I do a lot of events in my office. I host the Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association. We just finished a party for, I'm Irish. So what was it? The Irish one, last month. I'm losing my mind here. It's not Cinco de Mayo. That's next month. I'm Mexican too, so I get to celebrate both in 3 months.
Cinco de Mayo. You're talking about St. Patty's Day?
Yeah, St. Patty's Day. Yeah, I drank too much beer. I can't even remember. Anyhow, so I throw events and then I take pictures of those events. But I want to show you something that's really cool. And that is when I take pictures at these events, I get them produced and I get them framed. And then I send that picture to their work. So it's a picture of me. And this happens to be the ketchup paws. And one will go to her work, one will go to his. And now there's a picture of me on the desk of the ketchup paws. And it's a nice professional fun. And this was from one of our events. So events are big. I post all about them. Hey, come to our event. Hey, our event's tonight. Here's the event. And oh, here's the pictures from the event. Thanks for helping us promote mortgages and celebrating St. Patrick's Day or whatever the event is. So anyhow, I use list reports for my listings, mortgage coach. I also go to Wall Street Journal podcast. I have a list of them here. There's a book I love, Winning by Tim Grover and Relentless. There's the Morning Brew I get. These guys produce a thing called Morning Brew, and it talks a little bit about what's going on. So I get my information from that. I try to stay away from mainstream media. And that's what I share on social media. So people know I'm on top of it. Now, when can I ever talk to up to 5,000 people in an instant, 1,000 of which are my friends? And so, or at least I think they're my friends. Anyhow, and then I use ChatGPT to help me kind of keep everything clean. Moving on. How's my timing? I don't have a clock here. What time is it, Dale?
1:26.
Excellent. I'm going to go about 10 more minutes and then bring my guest in. I'm going to talk about what your biggest gold mine is. Your biggest gold mine, my biggest gold mine is my 1,000 previously satisfied customers. They get calendars every year. I know I still send out calendars and I still send out a magnet at the 4th of July. It's old school, but they still get it. And they get mad if they don't get the calendar in December. So your previously satisfied customers is your gold mine. And the next one is your community contacts. If you're involved in the community and you meet somebody, they go on your computer and what do? We'll talk about that. And then all your pre-qualifications, they go in. I want to talk about your database management tool. We use, I used to use Surefire, but then we switched to HomeBot, but Surefire is great. And then Total Expert's our corporate one. But HomeBot, let me just show you something about HomeBot that I love, because it's very important that I communicate with my clients. HomeBot sends a report to all of my clients that looks like this on the left. It's got a picture of me, but I'm the loan officer. This is actually my house I pulled up. I know this house would be about 3 million in Northern California, and we're just in Southern California, not as nice as Northern California. But and you get a lot of house in Valencia still. But it's got a picture of me as the loan officer. It's got the home. Now this uses AI to tell all my clients and my prospects and my friends and my family what their home is worth. And it's pretty accurate. My house might be worth a little bit more because it's on the lakeside of my neighborhood. But other than that, it's probably pretty accurate. And then it provides so many great tools. It tells you the estimate of your home. It tells your client the estimate of their home. It tells them when it's time to refinance because it uses AI to determine what the interest rate they think is, because sometimes your interest rate is not on your deed if it's not a variable. And it guesses what your interest rate was that month when you closed escrow based on the product you have. So it reminds you, hey, you might want to call Fred to refinance if the timing is right. It gives you all the neighborhood activity. So it gives all my clients what's going on in their neighborhood. The equity they built up. You know, we get a statement on our stocks and bonds. Why not? I send all my clients a statement on the value and how much equity they built up in their home. And if you pay a little extra, here's how you can build wealth faster. There's a part in there that allows your clients to do that. And if you bought another home. So I'll just click on it real quick and indulge you real fast. Dale, is it coming up clean? Right. It's thinking right now. Did it come up? So yeah. This is what my client sees. What the value of the home is, how much equity I have, homes in the neighborhood, so they can start shopping for homes. And when they start shopping for homes, it tells me. When they open this email, it tells me. What I paid so far, I paid $99,000 towards principal and $130,000 towards interest. So it's got all this great information. It doesn't make sense to refinance right now because my rate's so good. And it also talks about if I purchase a new home, and the ability to do that, and then my information at the bottom. And I can ask myself questions. I can send what option is best. So I can ask myself, or my clients can ask me questions here, and so forth. So it's the best tool from the side of the client. But here's what I want to share. The side is the loan officer or the realtor, because you can partner with the realtor on this. Dale, does it say clients on the left-hand side? Does it say play to win?
I do not see that.
All right, let me close it out and see if it works. All right.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, clients. All right, cool. Thank you. So there's a part of this program. Let me go to it real quick. I can click on it that I just love. And so this is the dashboard. I have 528 clients in this system right now. And I have an 82% open rate. It was 84, went down a little bit. It's 82. So 82% of the emails I send out get opened to that one screen you just saw previously. And so this is kind of what it looks like. But since we're on real time, I'm going to go to clients. And here's all my clients. I could type in any name. But activity, I hit that button. And it tells me Vince Romero, one of my clients, who's in, he's moving to Arizona. He has a house in Arizona, a house here, is looking at his activity feed. So here's what he's done in the last 2 months. He's looked at it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. He's highly engaged. So I can just grab my phone and text him and say, hey, Vince, your house keeps going up in value. I was taking a look at your report, and it looks like your home value, because here's a few homes he owns. Your home value on Sonder Drive, I just pull it up and I can text it to him and say what it is at. It'll come up here in a minute. And so I can see the activity instantly, and I can see he's been looking at it. In fact, there's one area I'll go to that I just love. It's called the activity feed. Let me go to it. So I'm going to hit the button that says activity for all my clients. And here's everybody right now and when they last looked on it. So I can look these, boom. Oh, I haven't talked to Karen in a while. She went on it 5 days ago to explore the buyer's report if she wants to buy in an area. She was really active. Victoria, I talked to her when I was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago. I got to give her a call again. She was kind of looking at homes, but then stopped. So I'm going to give her a call because 6 days ago she was exploring her home report. And so as you can see, it allows you to see what they're looking at, because basically they're looking at what their home is worth, which is so critical. And so I love HomeBot for these reasons. It allows me to interact with my clients so magnificently. It sends a CMA. You get to explore new markets. I can partner with realtors, so a realtor can have their version and all their clients, and they only pay 25 bucks a month. I pay 25 bucks a month for them to have it, so we're paying 50-50. And so I think I have 7 realtors that are on it, using it and using all the tools that they have here. The last thing I want to share with you, because I want to have some time for our special guest, and maybe Dale, you can have me another time when we have more time to share some more ideas and kind of concepts on kind of massively getting out there, like you said in the marketing, massively being available to your customers, so you're available and they know you're still in the business. Daily disciplines. This is probably the most important thing I learned from Todd Duncan, and I know that Don Getling is going to talk a minute about partnering with Todd Duncan on Sales Mastery. And he talked about daily distance. What do you do every day? The most important thing I do is my birthday text and calls. Now, in your, originally it was Calyx Point, now it's Encompass. It has all your phone numbers. You can download them. And so we just do a nice report. Total Expert has this report, and it has all the birthdays. And so I text everyone on their birthdays or a day before their birthday. They never ignore my phone call. I mean, they always text me back and say, thanks for wishing me a birthday. Every single time I try, that's my daily discipline. And I try to knock them out on Monday through Wednesday. I knock them out early. But also on Facebook, instead of sending them a message, I either send a video via Messenger. I just go on to their Messenger and said, hey, happy birthday. Hope you're doing good. Talk to you later. Or whatever it is, whatever the special, for Dale, it would be, hey, Dale, hope the family's doing great. God, you took over for camp again. You're crazy. This is the third time I think you've been president. Talk to you later, Dale. I mean, that would be my video to Dale, and for his birthday. And so that is low-lying fruit, and people want to hear from you, and people appreciate you. You help them get one of the most important investments of their life. You help them with. And so why not celebrate with them? I always say, hey, God, your home's gone up. It's doubled since you bought it, and your interest rate's 3.2. So you probably don't need me. So great moves, but I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Hey, it's Fred. Call me anytime. Oh, by the way, I'm finding that now my kids are buying, and a lot of my kids are buying. If they need any guidance, have them give me a call, okay? Anyhow, I'll talk to you later. And that's all the birthday message is. And I smile, and if you're worried about what you look like, you kind of look like this. Like you're looking at me, I'm looking at you, that's what you look like. So just kind of go with it. I'll wear a ball cap, I just finished a Ironman competition, so sometimes I'll have a hat on and go, hey, it's Fred. I'm just happen to be, I just finished jogging. Just want to wish you a happy birthday. That just shows you're real. And so that's just low-lying fruit you can do. Pick it. Facebook video messages, HomeBot activity report. These are ways in which these are reasons to contact a client every day. I go to that HomeBot activity report. Property profiles. We're going to share that next time we come back. And that is, I've been doing that for 30 years. And I've made millions and millions of dollars off that product and helped thousands of families off that product. And I'll share it in the next one. Video market updates, and then weekly realtor text. So once a week on Thursday and Friday, I'll text all my realtors asking them if they have any open houses I can share. And then on Monday or Tuesday, I'll say, hey, how's the open house? If they had one, do you have anyone you want me to follow up on? And then I'll also, I'll do a weekly text. Again, I have these lists up. I do things really basically. I write them with a Sharpie on a piece of white paper, and I have all my leads right there. And I just go down and text, weekly text to everybody. Hey, you're going to be buying a house this weekend, or here's what's going on with the market. So kind of my daily disciplines that I do. And I'm passionate about what I do. And if you're going to be in this business, you have to do it on a massive scale. You have to be all in. You have to not make 5 calls a day, make 15 calls a day. Provide value. Send them a happy birthday. Send them a market report. Get something from CAR, California Association of Realtors, that shows what's going on in LA or Northern California or their market. They're going to appreciate it and its value. And don't sell them anything. Just tell them you're here for them. So anyhow, that's what I have for you today. I have a little bit more, Dale, but I can go on. And I know I want to interview Don Getling for a few minutes. I said I'd have a special guest come on. And so anyhow, were there any questions that came up that they asked at all? And if not, that's okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this up, but Don, if you could unmute yourself for a hot minute. Hey, Don. Don's like me. We're crazy old guys. We're warriors. I'm an Ironman athlete. I did one this weekend, Don, as you probably know. And the Don
Nice. Yeah.
he races motorcycles, so he's driving back from doing his training, and we're in our 50s, loving life. So, Don, welcome to this. You know Don and Gino from the Don and Gino show, momentum builder. But now this year, you've got taken over Sales Mastery, right?
Yes. Very excited about our next chapter, buddy. And great information, by the way, Fred. I love that you shared real tactics that we know that you utilize because you're in our market. In fact, I see you at the gym almost every morning because of your daily disciplines and training. You do your training for Ironman. I do mine for professional motocross. And I know you utilize all those tools, the same tools we use, which is MBS Highway, which I think I have a doctorate in now.
Yeah.
I love Barry Abib and list reports and HomeBot. I mean, it's really nice, Fred, that you're sharing tools that are practical and add value. And that's really cool, buddy.
Thank
you. Always add value. You do a great job of that.
So, Don, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but you do the momentum builder, you do the TV show. What are you seeing in your sales team? What's your sales team doing with real estate agents, and how are they able to generate more revenue? Because you got a couple loan officers that are second to none.
Well, thank you, sir. I guess the main thing, which is kind of, I'm going to give everybody a little bit of good news. Because we've had, I've been in this industry like Fred. Actually, I started even before Fred. I started in '87 after graduating from Cal State Northridge. Go Matadors. Woohoo! I've seen a lot of ups and downs, and this has been a tough one. This 2.5, 3 years has been a challenging one. But I feel, based on all my research and everything, that we're getting close to the end of the worst of it. I don't see it going gangbusters, but I do think it's going to get better. And the other important thing is everybody kind of got into social media and trying to have tech do their work for them and hoping that was the holy grail and the next shiny object. But what's really nice, and Fred, you can, back me up on this, is that the good news for us is that clients, including the next generations, which are our new home buyers, they actually want advice. They want to talk to somebody. They want to know the numbers and understand their options and have somebody they trust and all that. So it's going back to relationships.
You know what's really interesting about that, Don? Don, remember back in the day when ATMs came out? Or Dale will definitely know back in the day when ATMs came out. He was a stagecoach guy, Wells Fargo. Anyhow, when ATMs came out, everyone thought that the branch was going to disappear, right? That they would, all we're going to have is ATMs. All we're going to have is these robots. And then everyone's going to want to do everything online. But the truth is, there's over 5,000 branches for Chase, because they still want to talk to a human being. They still want help. So it kind of goes full circle. The technology comes, and then the rocket mortgages come, and those that are online. But our youth, they want you to explain what the heck it is. And they also want you to explain so they don't run into problems like their mom and dad did in 07, 08, 09.
Right. No, it's getting back to the relationship piece. So our team is working harder than ever. And then right now, since, our industry needs now the real estate agent and the loan officer to work harder together as one team. because now we're competing more against Rockets and Redfins and these big companies with their AI and their systems in place. So we need to collectively work together so that we're a stronger unit and add more value than any of those. They're going to get their piece because they have great marketing and they have big pocketbooks, but it's a small piece. I mean, it's a large. I would love to have 6 or 7% of the market, but there's still a lot of market left for you and I, Fred, and our real estate agents and loan officers that are going to lean in and build relationships and add value. So we need to work together. You did a good job of sharing ways that we can do that together.
100%. One of the things we both learned from Todd back in the day is to ask questions. And so I bring a one sheet, like I bring literally a sheet. It's a piece of paper like this. And the first question is, hey, I'll say, hey, my name's, hey, Dale, I'm here. We've known each other for years. And, I want to ask you more questions because there's a lot I don't know about your business. So my first question will be, share with me what worked last year. That's what it says. It says, what worked last year? That's my first question. I go, can I take a note? I want to pay attention to what you're saying. And Dale will tell me what worked, whatever that was in real estate. And then the next question will be, were there any marketing tools that were successful for you? So I'm building them up, and then I'm going to ask them, did you have any goals that you didn't quite accomplish? And they always, so if they are sharing, now they're sharing. So they're excited. They see you taking notes, and it's always, I didn't do social media enough. I need to get my database together. Can you show me? And then you bring in HomeBot, or you bring in Total Expert, or you bring in whatever that is, right? I'd like to learn more. Or you bring in Barry Habib, or you can bring in Mortgage Coach. And so I think that's so fundamentally critical, because what I learned early in the business is when I show up, I got to ask questions. I got to let them talk, and they will sing like a canary for you, and they'll tell you what worked. They'll tell you what and then they'll start telling you what didn't work. And the last question I'll ask is there anywhere that you felt that your loan officer could have done better, your current loan officer? Because I don't want to make that mistake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we tease, and we're very real, by the way, and that's why we're excited about what we're doing with Sales Master this year. We're changing up the game completely with our event that is now open to the housing industry, not just loan officers, but also real estate partners, so we can bring our partners to it. But COVID kind of made us lazy. I'm just going to be honest. We have a lot of loan officers that are, we're still in the grind, by the way. Even though we're running this giant event, we're still in the grind. As you know, we compete in the same market. A lot of my really good loan officers. We have 5 different markets. And honestly, our big challenges here was they were lazy. They weren't willing to do what they needed to do to be successful, because COVID made them, I don't know, it was too easy. A lot of low-hanging fruit, and business just came in and refinances came in, and they thought that's just the way it should be. And now they're having to get back in the grind to doing open house kids, mastermind meetings with their agents, meeting with their agents, heaven forbid, going back to meeting with them, strategizing with them. Yeah. And there's a lot of tactics. There are people that are out there that are absolutely killing it. So we went from 417,000 loan officers in the country, and now we're down to 117,000. And out of those 117,000, and this is just my opinion, I'd say we're lucky if 50,000 of them are actually practicing and really in the grind, working. So the good news is competition's way down, and business should be picking up. So if we lean in, the beautiful thing is if you go back to doing what you know you should be doing, like you were talking about, making the calls and making the meetings, birthday calls, I do the same thing. Always one of my best things to do is that you're going to start getting more return on your energy. Because I always sympathize with my team going, I understand you guys are working your butt off, but there's not much business because rates are so high. Now I'm telling my team, get your butt back out there and get back in the grind and be seen, do your posts, do your meetings, do the events, because you're going to start getting more return on your energy if you do it.
Yeah, and one thing I'll share with you is when you're out there encouraging them, they're down, they're exhausted. And by you showing up for 2 hours, It provides energy, enthusiasm. And again, it's not hard. Hey, what's been working for you? Hey, your last deal, how did you get it? Tell me more. And just, what are some things you want to get done this year? How's your social media? Do you do much on social media? Do you database? What do you do to database? What programs? Do you go to Tom Ferry or any of those things? You might find something in common. I know Tom Ferry's coming to your sales mastery, and we'll talk.
You gave it away.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say that, but bottom line is get out there. And I hope this message today, bringing Dawn on, was that I see a change. I've been doing onesie, twosies, threes because I own a couple of other companies. And I took 5 deals last week. They're there. You just got to go find them. And so Dawn,
let me add something real quick, Fred,
yeah.
because you just hit something that's really important, is that a lot of our industry, I've heard it over and over because we're on webinars and calls, and I'm fortunate enough that we do a weekly call with some of the top professionals in the world with our More Momentum call every Thursday. And I get to talk to Todd 3 days a week now that we partner together and purchase Sales Mastery from him, is that everybody keeps going, oh, I can't wait till the market gets back to normal. Well, you better put that on the shelf because there is no normal. The market has shifted already and you need to shift with it. And why would you do that on your own? Why would you not align with a community of professionals that are going to lead the way in this next chapter? And that's what we're doing with Momentum Builder Buying Sales Mastery. And in October, I'm telling you, it's going to be so many tactics. You're going to walk away. We're actually handing everybody implementation playbooks so that when you leave, you're going to know exactly what to do. Instead of like, I got a bunch of notes, now what? You're going to have an implementation playbook. And what's really cool, Fred, is nobody's ever done this before in an event. Once you register, you get put on a journey. You get 90 days free, the Fuel app, which is one of the best apps there is. You get shredded for 15 days to try out, which is the easy way to do your videos with captions. You get Selling Power magazine, and you get a monthly call with Todd, Duncan, myself, and Gino, helping you strategize between now and October. So you don't have to wait till October to get these tactics. We're going to start giving to you now and build momentum headed into October. So good things ahead.
I love it. So I'm sharing real quick. And so first of all, you got to sign up for Dale's event in May, right, Dale? Your 2-day event. Megan's going to be there. And then Power Out October 14th and through the 17th, I'll be there. It's in Dallas. I'll make sure I don't have any fun competitions at that time. But go to momentumbuilder.com /sales.
Actually, salesmasteryevent.com.
Okay, perfect.
Salesmasteryevent.com, and you'll have all the information and all that. And I would register now so you can start your journey. Yeah. And it's going to sell out. Todd Duncan has been the #1 event for 30 years. And now we're adding Tom Ferry. So we have the #1 mortgage speaker and the #1 real estate speaker at the event. And we have a lot more surprises, a lot more fun. Networking. Oh, you know the networking. That's one of the best parts of these events. So why not hang out with your community and learn? And you don't know who you're going to meet that's going to change your life.
I love it. So thank you. So Dale, I told you I was going to bring a special guest on, Don Gatley, and he's been a friend for years. And he does what he says he's going to do, which means he goes to the gym and works out, and then he races these motorcycles against other. Just the craziest thing. But we have something in common.
Do you know I got 7th in the world? Anybody 60? I'm 60 now, dude. I'm old dude. But I got 7th in the world. Anybody that's 16 over,
awesome,
in the world. So yeah, still doing it. And then next week is the 2-stroke national championship. So like you said, I'm trying to walk the walk, and I post that because it's more interesting than mortgage anyways.
That's true. So Dale, I'd love to come back. There's something I created that's called the Santa Clarita New Home Center, where people can come in and see all the new homes in developments in our office. I'd love to share more about that. I'd love to share more about property profiles. I'd love to share about what we do when we partner with realtors. But I wanted to end early. It's 1:52. I'm always respectful to people's time in the afternoon. And by the way, Jason's your mini me because he looked like you 10 years ago. And I don't know how, but the same face. And but anyhow, tell Christina thank you, and I'll turn it back over to.
I want to thank Fred so much and Don for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Awesome.
me.
Fred obviously loves what he does, right? I mean, that comes through, and
Absolutely.
that's great. I mean, it's fun to market, right?
It is, and I'll tell you, it's been a struggle. And luckily, I own 10 properties, and I share that not to brag. I share it because it's possible. All this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, call me. I'm happy to share with you some of the secrets, but some of it's hard work too.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much, Fred and Don. And I wanted to also introduce Jason. He didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody earlier. He's our vice president, incoming president, provided the board votes for him. So he'll be theoretically coming in July 1st. And I think he wants to say a little bit about the second day of our May 6th, May 7th spring camp is legislative conference and lobbying a little bit. So go ahead and let everybody know about that, Jason.
Well, if you haven't been to our Ledge Day, the second day of this event, we will start the day with Commissioner Sundquist from the DRE speaking, kind of giving us an update from the DRE. We have a great relationship with her. It's a great way to find out what's happening in the DRE, and just as importantly, what they're looking for and what they're focused on from a DRE perspective. We then will go on, and we will generally have 3 or 4 legislation that we are supporting, that we are going to walk in with to talk to legislators. And we try to get appointments from our different members all around the state. We'll try to make appointments so that they can meet with their legislators. And we, especially now, as Dale was talking about, it's more important now than it's ever been that we get involved in what is happening with our legislation. With the CFPB kind of pulling back with what's happening in Congress, in the Senate, nationally, we definitely are going to be affected more at the local level, and we have more influence here. One of the big things we've been working on is trigger leads legislation here at the local level, because as I'm sure most of you are aware, it hasn't made it through the national level yet, multiple times now. And we've been talking to legislators about it, and we kind of have a path. We have seen it pass in a few other states, and that's what we're going in with and pushing for, to get some type of trigger lead legislation here in the state of California. So it's really important that we get as many people there as we can, and that we show them that we are here to support you. And the reality is the Mortgage Brokers or the Mortgage Bankers Association has lobbyists. CAR has lobbyists. We are our lobbyists, and we need to be there to support ourselves because we're the only ones who can do it.
Jason, I just heard, and I don't know if you heard this too, but there's a new agency that the state just is getting going. It's called the Business Consumer Services and Housing Agency. And the DRE apparently is going to be put under this new agency. So this is already happening, and we got to be on top of it and vigilant. And you're going to be hearing probably a lot more about that. Thank you, Jason, so much. I want to turn it back. Christina, are you still with us? I know you wanted to chat about a couple of things that are coming up too, education-wise.
Absolutely. So again, Fred, thank you so much for that teaser. We would absolutely love to have you back again. Please do that. That'd be great. I just wanted to bring to your attention that tomorrow for East Bay chapter, they'll be having a mixer in Danville at the Auburn Lounge, which is always a fun place to be. If you haven't been there, please join them for a little mixer. That's kind of more fun than some of these things sometimes. Dale, what time is that?
That is 5:30 to 8:30.
Wonderful. And then just to kind of reiterate what Dale has already mentioned, our spring camp is May 6th. That's a trade show. It's a DoubleTree in Sacramento. Megan Anderson will be the keynote speaker. and a few other panelists there talking about AI and a bunch of other great things, followed by lunch, a trade show, and happy hour. May 7th is Ledge Day, and Chica Senquez, commissioner of the DRE, who was just on here last month, will also be speaking. So that's always interesting to hear what's going on there. And then Wednesday, May 21st, we have an FHA certification in Sacramento. So if you'd like to go ahead and be a part of that, that would be fantastic. And then summer camp in beautiful Newport, California, will be then at the Hyatt. So on July 14th and 15th. So that's always a really good time. Anyway.
Christina, before we end, I want to remind people that we are posting these to YouTube. As Fred was talking about, some social media stuff, we have a great video. And yes, I have a bias. It was my son, but he is the brand manager and producer of a YouTube channel with 6.6 million followers. So he kind of knows the social media stuff. So there's a great video on social media up there on YouTube. We also have Chica speaking on the YouTube. So, you know, go to YouTube, look for California Association of Mortgage Professionals, and there's some videos up there that you might find interesting. This will be up there probably by the weekend as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason.
And we have a question. Fred. So it says, Fred, hint about property profiles, please.
Yeah, just real quickly, you get them free from your title company, and I email them out, and I'll share more about it, but I've been doing it for 32 years. Best thing I've ever done, because they're free. And I used to mail them to the client, and they would just talk about comps, whether there's any lien fraud. But now I email them to the clients, and it's just a PDF of all the information about their homes. It gives me another contact with the client, and then I call them to let them know it's there, and I have a conversation with them.
Thanks, Fred.
You got it.
Christina, you want to wrap it up?
That's it. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Fred. You're fabulous. Jason,
yes. Thank you, guys.
Christina, as always. Take care, everyone. Ciao.
Thank you.